Dry molding is fiber web, which you are pressing in a tool with different shapes. So we are pressing the fibers together with pressing force, temperature, humidity in a controlled way. And then you make bonding between the fibers. So we make a very stiff paper, but in different shapes. And in our case, it takes about 3 to 4 seconds to make this kind of fiber web to a packaging article, like a tray or coffee lids or so on. You are able to run with the fibers from the nature, say natural fibers, cellulose fibers, which you are able to recycle. And in case it's coming out to the nature, you don't make any microplastic. The fibers you can buy today is also food approval, so you can actually eat it. It doesn't harm if you're getting in contact with that. But also when you have this kind of packaging material, you can go back to the recycling waste stream again. And in case it's coming in the nature, it's just composed in a natural way. And of course, there are other, let's say, packaging material on the market, which has been on the market for many, many years, and they're also working on something. But dry molding process together with Airlaid paper is also interesting technology for the future in order to be more sustainable, you have less pollution of carbon dioxide and so on. And using the natural fiber from the earth. Yeah. It can be from woods, from trees, and for bamboo, or we can also run with waste material if it's needed. Depends on what final product you want to use. We have done trials together with customers here in our facility for food trays, vegetable trays, coffee lids, spoons, cutlery, and we also have made screw caps and so on. Screw caps and coffee capsules, that's the most difficult one, most exciting one to develop. Why? Because screw caps is a more difficult one to dry mold and compared to, let's say, a flat piece of, let's say, coffee lids or whatever. Because of the shape and also more, let's say, more challenge to make the right tool in order to make it work. But also from the Airlaid paper point of view, you need to make composites, different layers with different properties in order to make a proper final product. We have technology here where we're able to add some, we call internal sizing. We're able to coat every single fiber with a water barrier, so it doesn't absorb water. Because in the airline industry, we produce Airlaid paper for absorbent material, and now we need to think in a 180 degrees opposite to prevent it doesn't absorb water. Cellulose fiber or natural fiber is always absorbing water, liquid, and now we need to find out how to avoid that, and also, in the case, also be able to first of all, air forming, but also make the dry molding packaging material. This is a natural chemical, which is commercial you can buy on the day, and also approval for food contact and so on, and doesn't harm the nature if you come out in the nature. Okay. But this is a technology and development still going on, because again, some of these chemical suppliers, they are not built or designed for dry molded or Airlaid paper technology. Is more for wet laid, but it will come. Airlaid paper is a way how to air form fibers on a conveyor belt. It means the process, we are using process to carry the fibers. The wet laid is water. When you make paper, wet laid paper, you start with 99% water and 1% fiber. So you need to remove the water by a mechanical way, and at the end you need to dry it, to take the water out of the sheet, and it can be, it is a very expensive energy consumption product compared to the Airlaid paper. We have made paperboard of our Airlaid paper, which is could be used for milk cartons and so on, because milk cartons today is made of wet laid process, a lot of water involved. We have made something, we are not there yet, but we have some potential customer who is interested to say, yes, this is the way forward. First of all, you need to think about energy consumption per ton you produce. You need to be more sustainable. You need to reduce your carbon dioxide footprint and so on. And Airlaid is an excellent choice to go in this direction, to go away from, let's say, a high energy process, let's say, like paper and so on. We can see more interest because we built this pilot machine for 5 years ago. And our idea is to do some service for our customer to rent this machine here and to learn the technology, and also helping our customer to design Airlaid paper for different packaging material and so on. And today we have more or less customer every day. For 5 years ago, maybe it was 1-2 customers per month. Now we have every week customer coming here. They want to learn this technology. They want to develop product based on Airlaid paper here. We are not doing dry molding lines at Campen Machinery. We are producing Airlaid paper machines. This is our core business. But we are working with machine suppliers, which is able to, or they do now, making dry molding lines based on the Airlaid technology platform here from Campen. It means that we are producing rolls in different qualities and different composites, and they are converting to final products. So this is a cooperation we have with 4 or 5 different companies who is making this or designing these dry molding lines. Some customers, they say, we want to go now to be more green and more sustainable, and other customers, they wait to at the end before they need to force to do the changing and so on. And there also, we see also in the market, there are a lot of company who is making, filing a lot of patents and say what is up and down, and there are some, let's see what happened here. So, but we have, at Campen, we have filed our own patent how to make the Airlaid paper together with dry molding process. And when they're buying a machine from us, you also get a license together with the machine. So in order for our customer to be free to operate. We are working with our customer and also with OEMs who is making dry molding lines. How should the factory layout should be? The Airlaid paper machine you see behind me, this line have a huge capacity, and it can easily feed 5, 10, up to 10 dry molding lines, running with different kind of packaging material. And also when you're doing dry molding components, there are also some waste cut off. You need to handle that back in our process. So we are working with customer. It's a factory, complete factory layout, and also streamline it. So you have production, know what happened. So the focus is to have the production with zero waste when they produce it, and the lowest energy consumption. But from our point of view, we are very familiar with the Airlaid machine here. So we are not, let's say, we are not Airlaid. We are not only a machine supplier. We are also a process supplier. We can support our customer to run the machine. We are also able to guide them to make recipes for formulation, how to make the Airlaid paper in different in different shapes and different performance in order to match the dry molding technology. We have developed the Airlaid process here to be a very effective line, which is high output, but also with low energy. But the dry molding company, or the dry molding lines company who is building dry molding lines, they have one of them have designed a machine which is coming up with a high output, close to what you see on a traditional packaging material. And based on that, you can sit down and make a business model from raw material to the Airlaid machine to the dry molding to finished product. And there's only way to be cost effective is to have a high output of components, dry molded components from the factories. What we are targeting is to be able to produce packaging material at the same price level as traditional Airlaid, traditional packaging material. And this is a goal. But if the company sit down, what you are saving in carbon dioxide footprint is a lot compared to traditional. And with this new regulation where you need to reduce your carbon dioxide footprint, then the Airlaid is a very good choice. But of course, I fully understand the customer who want to invest, they need to make a business model where they can compete and sell products within the reasonable level of pricing. The way we have done it here to support our customer is that the raw material we normally use has been from rolls, and now we are running from bales or sheets, which means that the raw material is 40-50% cheaper compared to rolls. It means that the trays or the components, packaging components, it also have a lower price because of the raw material before the Airlaid machine has reduced a lot. And we have been working hard to be able to run with fibers from bales or sheets in our Airlaid process compared to rolls. And this is, I believe this is giving a boost to make a business model which could be very attractive. Let's say 99% sure that we're able to make a fiber mat out of any kind of waste material or fiber material here.
Really?
Yeah. We have a technique to, let's say, prepare the raw material in a way we can run on the machine. The air forming head here we have invented for 5 years ago, which is our patent now. This is a machine which is able to transform fibers in an airstream down to a fiber mat without any problems. And this is the reason for we invented for this from 5 years ago, because I believe that we need to have an Airlaid forming head which is able to make fiber web out of many different kind of fibers, which the old traditional air forming are not able to do today. So when we built this machine here for 5 years ago, I think we were ahead about this industry in order to process different kind of, say, difficult fibers and waste streams. Because today we are collecting a lot of waste, textile waste, carpet waste, or whatever, paper waste, and so on. And when you collect it, how to do with that? Do we need to burn it? This is not the right one. So we need to make a process and make a product out of that. And this is the place we can do. If you go to the packaging material, you need to look at the cost of raw material, which that's the reason why we go for sheet pulp and also for bale pulp. And also you're able to run with much more difficult or more different carbon fibers. You can do your own blend, and it means that you can make your own unique blend for your own Airlaid process and for the packaging material. But we can also make also from cellulose fibers or for bamboo fibers or from sugarcane fibers. So this is a cheap fibers which can be utilized in our process, which means you can make a cheap product at the end. We are running with what call short fibers. Now we thought short fibers is below 2 millimeter in fiber length. There's also something to do with numbers of fibers per gram. You can also have a more stiff fibers, so we can make more stiff products. You can also have a soft fiber, make a more soft material if you like. And we can do different kind of blends. We can also add some man-made fibers, still compostable fibers, and so on to the Airlaid sheet, which can create different properties to the sheet, whatever you want. So there are many opportunities to make your own blend for different purposes and final products. We are together with customers. If they're doing some trials here and so on, they say, okay, we like this packaging material, and then we go back to the raw material. What kind of raw material are you using, and also where it's coming from, and then you can typically calculate the carbon dioxide emission from raw material through the process here, and also do the dry molding. And what kind of, let's say, waste do you have, or emission to air, to energy consumption and so on, and then you sit down and calculate this LCA of the product, life cycles calculation. One misinformation typical we see is that customers know, or some of them know, that it's very difficult to operate an Airlaid machine. It's not easy to start up the machine and running the machine and make process control. And because they have seen some other machine which is very big, and that's right, it's more difficult to run. When they come here, they say, okay, this is easy to operate. They feel more confident. There are some misinformation on the market on this one. And this is also the reason for they can come here to see how easy to start and run the machine and so on, and get more comfortable with buying a machine from us. The process is more or less the same, but we have tried to, when we designed this machine, we made it more, let's say, try to think out of the box and say, in a simple way, you need to have a red bottom and a green bottom, start and stop, that's all. And alternative, you have a lot of start and stop buttons. You need to make a lot of adjustment when you're starting up and running around the machine. This is not good. You need to be a stable process, start and stop. Be sure that you can make the right quality all the time. And this is what we have proven here on this machine.